Today we're testing out a new makeup line and I'm so excited. This is the VANGO makeup and I have been fortunate enough to receive a lot of these products in PR. Also this beautiful makeup bag. It's stunning and very practical. But before they reached out, I had already purchased some of their items and I've been testing them out since, you know, the day that it was released. The only thing that I have not touched, I don't have an opinion on, are these eyeshadow palettes, and they sent over all of them, all the color stories, which is insane. Today I'm just going to show you one and kind of talk more about the formula, but if you're interested in a color story and you want a review, let me know. I could either do a reel or a get ready with me just playing with these palettes, so let me know down below. But I'm excited to test these out, to let you know my thoughts on them, so let's get started. If you are in the makeup world, you have definitely heard of VANGO or you've seen his work. He's an incredible, brilliant makeup artist and has worked on everybody, all the celebrities, and he does have this beautiful red lip that he does. And he actually created a lipstick, I think it's called VANGO Red, and I wanted to purchase that color and it was sold out at my local Sephora. Like 2 of my Sephoras were sold out. So next time I'm in store, hopefully it'll be restocked or I'll have to order it. But it's this beautiful red and he's just kind of known for that. And I personally love when I see a makeup artist come out with a makeup brand, because most likely the products are going to be absolutely incredible because it's their job. They know what they need. They know the colors, the undertones. So I am really excited for this brand. There are 7 total products and the price range is not bad at all. It's definitely high end. It's sold at Sephora. For example, the eyeshadow palettes are $49, which is not cheap by any means, but it's not $70, $80. The lipsticks are $29. The liners are $24. The blush $32, the bronzer's $38. So between $22 and $49 is the price range. I'm gonna start with the bronzer because I don't have any bronzer on right now. All I have is my foundation, a little bit of concealer, and I just powder right under my eyes, and that's it. Now for the bronzer, I actually have 2 colors and cannot find one of them. The lighter one is straightforward and this is hardworking. I actually applied both of these in, I think, my Get Ready With Me video, which is like 2 videos back. So if you're interested in seeing that color, you can go check that out. I'm sorry, I looked everywhere and I don't know where I put it. So I'm gonna take just a fluffy brush, and this is actually quite pigmented. I'm going to take a little bit off, and it is a soft matte bronzer. It has no glow in it, and it's great for sculpting your face, and it is quite blurring on the skin. You can see how pigmented it is, and to be honest, I generally don't love a pigmented bronzer. I like to build up the product, but this has been very easy to blend out. So even if I do apply a little bit too much, it blends out quite nicely. This specific shade is intense, hardworking, because it's created maybe for a shade deeper than my skin tone. But if you want a softer bronzer, the color Straightforward was nice. It wasn't too pigmented or too intense, but I personally like this tone on me better. And yeah, that's super fast, super blendable, very nice bronzer. A couple of things that I really like about it is that it is very blurring on the skin. It blends out really nicely, and it almost sculpts your face because it has that kind of softer matte formula. Now, I personally prefer a bronzer that has just a little bit of a glow. So if I had to pick between this one and my Farah Hamidi bronzer, I would go for her Farah Hamidi one. But if I wanted to sculpt my face, I would go for something like this. May have applied a little bit too much around my nose. This is what I'm saying, that it's quite pigmented. Taking a little bit more off, and I'm gonna go on this side and bronze up. I am very much aware that this color is so pigmented because it's probably created with a little bit deeper skin tone in mind, but I like the color. I like the undertone a little bit better. So I reach for this. I'm just a little bit more careful than I was with Straightforward. I was able to build that color up so much and I never felt like it was too much. This is just a little deeper. But it definitely bronzes me up. It's actually matching my body quite well because the foundation was a little light for me. Here is a bronzer applied everywhere and I feel very, very bronzed, which is not a bad thing right now because my body is much more tan than my face. So I'm appreciating this bronzer right now. But if you're my normal shade when I'm not bronzed or I don't have a tan on, I think Hardworking will be a little deep for you, so go for Straightforward. That one, it's softer, it sculpts your face a little bit, but this one will give you full-on bronze, which I actually appreciate because I have so many bronzers that are just softer. I actually need something like this in my collection that will full-on bronze me and match my body to my face. So this is a nice one. Again, I don't think it's going to beat up my glowier bronzers that I really love in my collection, but for a matte bronzer that I want a little bit more sculpting to my face, it is a beautiful formula and I really love the packaging. I think the packaging is 10 out of 10. Moving on to blush, and I only have one color. This is called Born from Beauty and it is this light peachy shade. It's actually a very unique shade that I'm not sure if I have in my collection. Maybe Gucci has one similar, but it is a peachy blush that's a very light. And I tend to like peachy colors. So this is a color that I would pick up. I think my first pick would have been Second Language. I think that's the name of it. Yes, it's called Second Language. It's a rose pink blush, and this would have been my second one. So I'm just taking a blush brush. This is from CL, and I love this brush because it's quite soft and airy, so it disperses the product really nicely without over applying. So this blush has the same formula as the bronzer, and it's a soft matte blurring formula. I don't see any glow in it whatsoever, and I think it's beautiful. I don't think it's anything revolutionary necessarily. It's nice. Again, I think the blush, this color is quite specific, so I have to wear certain clothes. It's not an everyday blush for me because it's quite peachy, as you can see. But I actually don't think I own a blush like this in my collection, this specific color. So I'm happy to have it. I have so many rosy blushes that a color like this is actually welcome. And you can kind of see how fast and easy and soft the blush is. Again, I don't think it's anything crazy, but it is a very nice quality. It applies really well. You can build up the color, you can soften it up and blend it out. So overall, I think it's good. Nothing crazy though. So I will always give you my honest thoughts, no matter if a product is sent to me in PR or I purchase it. I'm always gonna tell you the truth. And the truth about this blush is that it's nice, it's good quality, it's really beautiful, but it's nothing super special. I do really like the color. I think it's kind of unique in my collection. So if you're looking for a specific light peachy color, I think this is really beautiful and it's kind of unique in my collection. I think I applied a little bit more here. Yeah. And it blends in. Like there's nothing negative about this formula. I think it's really nice. I'm actually looking forward to a highlighter from him. I think that would be a good addition. And it's not that matte formula where it's chalky at all. Not at all. It's actually performs really well. It blurs on the skin, but it's nothing unique. But yeah, I like the color. I think it's interesting. One thing I forgot to mention about the blush and the bronzer is that the longevity is incredible. I will have my bronzer and my blush at the end of the day, so they wear really, really well. I think it's that matte formula that, you know, it doesn't slip and slide. It really sets down and stays the rest of the day. And I don't think there's any fragrance. yeah, there's no fragrance in these. So that's actually a huge positive. I was about to move on to the eyes, but I think I want to do the lips because I have here 5 different lip liners and they only sent me one. So I purchased the other 4 and they're incredible. I absolutely love them. I love the formula. It is that very long lasting formula. And I think the colors are amazing. So let's do some swatches. First, we have Follow the Natural line, which I think is the most natural one. It's a great color. Next, we have Create the Shape. And I would say that this one's probably the most popular one because it is perfect for outlining your lips and just giving them a better shape. Yeah, I really like this one. Then we have Fill It In, which is more of a rosy color, mauvey, sorry, not rosy. This is really beautiful as well. Then we have Above the Line. Wait, that's the darkest one. I have another one. Follow Exactly is next, which is a deeper brown right there. I actually like to combine Follow the Line with Create the Shape. And then the deepest one is Above the Line, which is, I want to say, more of a chocolatey brown without being too warm. Right there. If anything, I find it a little bit cool tone on my skin tone. So these are the colors, and as you can see, they're just such good colors. Today, I kind of want to show you, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you Follow the Line first, and then I'll add a couple of things on top of that. So Follow the Line is pretty much your lips, but better. I'm just going to slowly bring it in. And this is a perfect one if I want to just shape my lips without doing too much, without even looking like I have lip liner on. I think it's perfect for that. Look at that. That's such a good undertone. Here is Follow the Natural Shape. I think I kept saying follow the natural line, but it's the natural shape. It's absolutely perfect. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Create the Shape, mainly on the top to highlight that Cupid's bow a little bit. And on the bottom, I already have a little bit of that bronzer on around the lips, so they already look contour, but I just want to show you as many as I can. This, I think it's a little bit more brown rather than the other one. The other one was more of that perfect pinky shade. This is more on the brown side. Love this one. It's so good. I think out of all of them, this one is my most used one. And then why not? Let's do a little bit Follow Exactly. I'm going to put it right at the Cupid's bow to almost contour the lip. As if we need more, but we're just playing with makeup. And a little bit on the bottom. Okay, that's it. Those are the lip liners. This is that formula that sets down and does not budge. So you definitely want to work with a product, not necessarily super quickly, but don't wait a long time and then try to smudge it out because you will not budge. But I think it's beautiful. It's going to be very long lasting. And I think the undertones are absolutely perfect. Moving on to the lipsticks. I have here 2 colors. I have the color 88 and Wild Rose. 88 is a very nude color. So good. And then Wild Rose is this brighter pink that I thought I wouldn't like, but I actually picked this color because I think it's very, very interesting. Let me put this on because I don't think it works with my blush very well, but I'm just gonna pat it just because it's a very pigmented. And then I'm gonna use my finger to blend it out. And I just really like the tone that this has. It's such a perfect almost warm pink. It's not cool tone at all. Formula is quite creamy, but it is a matte finish, which I personally love a matte finish, and I really like it. I usually don't like pinks like this, but this one, there's something about the color that I actually really like, but obviously it doesn't match my blush, so I'm gonna go in with the color 88. I just need to wipe this off. Moving on to the color 88, and this is a very much that concealer lip look, so I don't put it everywhere. I just add it in the center and blend it out. I like concealer lips done well, you know? So I think the key is to not apply way too much. You can just add it in the center and blend it into your line. And I kind of go back and forth with a little bit of a liner, a little bit of the lipstick, so I don't look dead with these kinds of colors. I'm just going a little bit more with the lip liner. This is called the Follow Exactly color, and here is the color 88 blended into the lip liner. And surprisingly, I've been reaching for this color quite a bit. It's in my purse at all times. Anytime I need to lighten up a lipstick, or if I want more of a nude lip, I reach for this color and I just pair the right lip liner with it. So if I want more brown, I'll get a brown liner. If I want a little bit more mauve, I'll reach for a mauve shade and combine it with this. And it's that perfect kind of concealer lipstick that I can't wear alone. I have to have a lip liner with it, but it is very much loved in my collection so far. Let's move on to the eyes, and look at all of these eyeshadow palettes. That is so much. Today I'm leaning towards, you guessed it, the new neutral, just the neutral shadows, and then the wonderful warm. I do feel like I have quite a lot of warm tones on my face, but let me just show you the new neutral. Let's open it together because I honestly haven't played with them at all. Ooh, this looks so beautiful. You get 4 mattes and then 4 sparkly / metallic. It looks like 3 of them are more sparkly. This one right here is more of a metallic shade. This looks stunning. Okay, let's open the wonderful warm. And this one is the warm one. This looks beautiful as well. I like that he didn't give us, I don't know, 10, 12 shadows. 8, I feel like it's perfect. Even 6, I could have done with 6, but 8 is perfect. You can do so much with these looks. So let's kind of swatch and see how they feel. Ooh, that one's really nice. This gold, I usually don't like golds, but this one looks nice. Not too yellow, still a little bit yellow, but not too bad. And that one's more of a softer, so you definitely have more metallics and satin finishes. And then this one has 4 mattes, 5 mattes, 4 mattes. Okay, let's just swatch it. Here is the warm palette. It's not as yellow as I thought it would be. I tend to not like yellow golds, yellow shadows in general, but this one is a good warm palette. It's not too yellow. The neutral one is beautiful. Look at those shades. You do have 4 mattes and then again 4 shimmers. These 3 at the top look more metallic, and this one right here has some sparkles to it. This taupey shade is stunning. Definitely loving the shimmers in here. But the warm palette is not bad either. Like, I really like it. I see myself using those warmer matte shades quite a bit. But, you know, I always reach for these neutral tones. So I think I want to show you this one. Starting with this medium brown right here. Just so curious about the formula. I'm going to build this in the crease. Wait, does this have something on it? Yes. There we go. It's like, well, I look a little grainy. Here's the film on it. That is a really pretty neutral brown. My kind of brown. Blends in nice. Obviously, I did put a little bit of bronzer without thinking on my eyes, so shouldn't have done that. It's just out of habit, you know, I take it everywhere and I take it around my eyes, but this blends in really nice. Yeah, put a little bit on the bottom. The colors aren't cool tone, so they're more neutral. There is, I think, a darker, almost black one. Yes, this one. Is this a cool tone? Yes, composed cool. So there is a full-on cool tone color story. Moving on to the lightest shade right here. And I will kind of clean up my brow right here. Ooh, that's beautiful. I know it's so cliche to get excited about just a basic light color, but you'd be surprised how many palettes just don't have the right undertone. And I'm gonna take this one also on the inner corner right here. That's very nice. The shadows blend in really nice. They're not too powdery, they're not too creamy where I assume that they won't crease, but so far this shade excites me, the lighter one. Moving on to the deeper brown right here. Oops, did I get some sparkle in it? And I am going to work with it right here. Okay, I like the undertones. Undertones are really nice. That blended in really nicely. I'm just taking the other fluffy brush that had the lighter brown on it. Okay, that worked really well. I barely had to work for this. It's nice. Taking the same color on the lower lash line. They do have this beautiful deep brown right here, but I kind of want to skip it because I do have their eyeliners and these are absolutely incredible. So I may skip that for now, but we need some sparkle, right? Although I kind of like this. I would rather just put a little bit of mascara and be done with it and just have an all matte look. I've been really enjoying that. But let's put a little bit of brightness right in the inner corner, and I'm going to take this color right here. This looks nice and sparkly. And I'm going to brighten up this inner corner. Not too much. I don't want to shine too intensely, but you can build it up if you want to. And then all over the lid, we need to put a little bit of something. Oh, this taupey shade, I always reach for things like this. So I'm just gonna go for this one right here. I'm gonna put it in the middle and tap it. Ooh, that's beautiful. I knew this shade would be beautiful. I'm trying not to add too much. I'm being careful because I don't necessarily want a super sparkly shadow. I have to take my kids somewhere right after. And I would like to not look too crazy, although I literally have full-on glam right now. Love that color. Okay, I feel like that color made this palette special because it's not a gray shade. It's that beautiful taupey that has just a little bit of sparkle throughout. Stunning. This shade is beautiful. For the sake of the video, I will take a little bit of this bronzy shade right here, which is a beautiful shade. And I'm just gonna pack it right here towards the end. Just a little bit. Ooh, that's a really pretty shade too. That one all over the lid would have been really nice as well. So let's match this area right here, and it applies well with a brush, a flat brush. I have to go back in with this shade, the taupey shade, and intensify it because I don't want to lose that. You know what? I am gonna take this sparkly shade under the lower lash line right here. I think that'll connect it well with the top. That's a pretty shade. I think that all over the lid, like a one and done shadow, would be beautiful. I will take a little bit of this dark shade. I feel like now that I added so much sparkle, it needs it. And just darken up the lash line. And yes, I will also go with their eyeliner. I just needed a little bit more depth right here. I'm stopping here with the eyeshadow palette. The only thing that I haven't used is this color right here, which is quite intense, and I didn't want to overpower the taupey shade, although I could add just, should we add, I'm just going to add the tiniest bit right here on the lash line, because this seems to have a lot of brightness. Yeah. And I'm being very careful. I don't want this to overpower the taupey shade. But to say that we used everything. Oh, I actually like that. Mainly on the lash line. Cool. Okay, I'm going to stop here and give you my thoughts on it after I finish the whole eye look. But let's move on to the eyeliners. They have two different liners. The only one that I have here is their gel liner. I haven't tried the other one, so I can't speak on it. It is more of a pencil, like your traditional pencil. But these liners, oh, they are so good. To be 100% honest, I think this is my favorite release from them, and I think it's the longevity. I have here two colors. One is the brown one, and then the second one, let me tell you the actual name. Soften the Line is the deeper brown one right there. And Use Your Own Judgment is a brown one that has some sparkles through it. This is the one that I purchased. They sent over the darker one, but I've been using the sparklier one on my lash line, and these are very similar to the Victoria Beckham kohl liners that I use all the time. And this is exciting because they will not budge. This is probably their best product they came out with, in my opinion, because they blend in very well, very softly, and they don't budge. So I absolutely love them. I'm actually going to use this on my lower lash line because we're going for a smoky look apparently. And I like that it's not black and it's not too warm. It's a perfect color. Again, I am using the shade Use Your Own Judgment. And I also really like to take this one on the upper lash line and just smudge it out. It will last forever. I could train with this liner on and it will not budge. I've been using this every single day, this color, every single day if I use makeup. Even just the tiniest wing, this is my new favorite like eyeliner to use because it lasts forever. You can blend it out, you can make it softer, you can build it up. It's just so versatile and long lasting. And it's so easy to work with. That's a huge plus. And then I'll just use the really dark one, which is called Soften the Edge. This is just a great basic brown. It's like a deep brown, but these do not budge. Do not budge. I'm going to take this right on the upper lash line, kind of tight line. You can also use black. I do like black on the to tight line the upper line, but today we're using this brown. It's a little softer than black, so I really like it. Okay, let me go put mascara on and then I'll come and show you the finished look and kind of my thoughts on everything. Here is the eye look all done with mascara. And dare I say, I think it turned out better than I expected. Not that I had low expectations, but it was just kind of like, oh, I was indifferent about the palette when I saw it in store. I didn't pick it up because of that, because I felt indifferent about it. But now that I played with it, I can absolutely see this palette sitting right here because I like the colors, I like the tones. It was very easy to blend it in. Like everything turned out really, really beautiful. And I like the amount of like colors that you get and the different textures that you have. So this is a win for me, much more than I thought it would be. Is it absolutely revolutionary? No, I feel like all of these are kind of basic products, but very well formulated. Just really surprised about the eyeshadow palette, to be honest. And again, this was the one that I was least interested in. And I will have to test out the other colors. I do think I like it so much because the colors are so good. The undertones are so good. They're not too warm, not too cool tone. So I think if I were to guess, that's where the attraction comes for me for this palette. And again, I had to work very little to blend the colors out. So I really enjoyed, surprised about this one. The eyeliners, I think, are my #1 product from everything that I've tried. I think they are incredible. They are long lasting. I'm gonna use them every single day. Like I mentioned, I used what's the color? I always forget. Use your own judgment. That shade I've used pretty much every single day since I picked it up. I think they're incredible, very reliable. They do not budge. And yeah, if you pick one thing, it's these eyeliners. These are the gel one, not the sharpenable one. I can never say that word right. Moving on to, I think my second favorite product are the lip liners. I think the colors are really nice. I think the longevity is incredible, and they're easy to apply, but you have to be careful to make sure you blend them in time. And if you layer too many colors on top of each other, I think it could be a little bit hard. So there are some things that you kind of want to learn with these liners, just like any gel liners, but I really like them. I like the longevity, the colors. So this is my second favorite product. Then let's talk about the lipsticks. I think the lipsticks were really nice as well. I think the formula is nice. It's a matte formula without being too matte or drying. Are they anything unique? I don't think so. The packaging is absolutely beautiful though. It is magnetic, so definitely reminds me of NARS packaging. I like them. I like the colors that I picked, and overall they're very nice. I don't think you need them if you have 100 lipsticks. This is not gonna change your lip routine, but I do think they're beautiful. Moving on to the bronzer. This is my third favorite product. It's hard to tell. I don't know, because the eyeshadow palette kind of took me by surprise, and I thought surely this is my third and the eyeshadow palette would be next. But I really enjoy the bronzer. I love how fast it is. I love how blurring it is. Again, kind of basic, like you're not gonna get anything crazy, but you're gonna get a good staple bronzer. And yeah, if you can find a shade that works for you, that's great. Then we have the blush. The blush, just kind of like the bronzer and the lipstick. I don't think it's anything revolutionary, but I do prefer the bronzer over the blush because I think the undertone of the bronzer is really nice, and I like how bronzy it makes me look. The blush, I just, I tend to like a blush that has a little bit more glow in it. I can do a bronzer that's more matte. I actually think everybody needs a good matte bronzer, but for a blush, I would pick for something a little bit glowier. So I personally would skip this one. And is that it? Yeah, the eyeshadow. Like I mentioned, this one was a huge surprise. I don't know where to rank it yet. I'm going to play with it a little bit more, but really, really loving this. So yeah, I think if I could pick just 3, again, the eyeliner, lip liner, and I'm in between the bronzer and the palette, those two. So those are my thoughts on this new brand. I think nothing was a dud. Everything performed really well. It's just a matter of, do you need it? Is it revolutionary? Is this going to change your makeup routine or make it easier? That's for you to judge, but everything performed really well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.